Imagine waking up one morning, pouring yourself a cup of coffee, going about your day, completely unaware that inside your body, your blood pressure is rising like a ticking time bomb. There's no pain, no flashing warning sign, no sirens, and yet every minute, it's quietly damaging your arteries, your heart, your brain. This is the silent danger of uncontrolled blood pressure, and the truth is, it's claiming the health and independence of millions of seniors across America every single day. But what if I told you that for most seniors, it's not just the blood pressure itself that's dangerous, it's the mistakes we unknowingly make every day that are feeding the problem. Small habits, simple routines, even some foods we think are healthy. These 7 critical mistakes may be what's stopping you, or someone you love, from getting their blood pressure under control, even with medication. If you're over 50, this video could be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. Because here's what doctors aren't always saying loud enough. Many seniors are doing everything right on paper, and still their blood pressure stays high, or worse. It crashes at night, or spikes in the morning, putting them at serious risk of a stroke or heart attack. If that sounds familiar, stay with me. What you'll learn in this video might change the way you look at your daily routine forever. And no, this is not fear-mongering. This is science, backed by decades of research. And today, I'll walk you through the 7 most overlooked blood pressure mistakes seniors must avoid. These aren't just tips, these are life-saving corrections. So let's begin with the first and most common mistake. One that's probably hiding in plain sight in your own kitchen. But before we reveal it, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed your blood pressure fluctuating wildly one moment? It's high, the next it's low, and your doctor just keeps adjusting your meds. If so, keep watching. You'll soon understand why that's happening, and how to stop it before it causes serious harm. Now, let's step into the first critical mistake, and I warn you, this one might surprise you. The dangerous morning habit that spikes your blood pressure. It starts the moment you wake up. Most seniors begin their day by reaching for something warm. Maybe it's coffee, maybe it's tea. Then comes the pill organizer, the morning news, maybe a light breakfast. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the shocking truth. Your blood pressure is at its highest in the first hour after you wake up. And what you do in that first hour can determine how safe or dangerous the rest of your day will be. Many seniors make the mistake of drinking coffee, even black coffee, before eating anything. But on an empty stomach, caffeine can send your blood pressure soaring, especially in the morning when your body is already under a natural hormonal spike. This combination is like pouring gasoline on a fire. Studies have shown that caffeine can increase systolic blood pressure by 8 to 10 points, sometimes more in people over 60. That might not sound like a lot, but over time, it's enough to cause serious damage to your arteries. Even worse, seniors often take their blood pressure medications right before or after that first cup of coffee, which can interfere with how the medication is absorbed. Some drugs become less effective, or take longer to kick in when taken with caffeine. And because the effects of caffeine aren't immediate, many seniors don't connect their morning headaches, dizziness, or anxious feelings with what they drank just an hour earlier. So what's the better way? Eat first. Even something small, like a slice of whole grain toast or a banana, can buffer the effects of caffeine. And wait at least 30 minutes after your coffee before taking your medications. Unless your doctor has told you otherwise, this one changed can create a ripple effect throughout your day, keeping your blood pressure more stable and helping your medication work more effectively. And trust me, your heart will thank you for it. Now let's move to the second mistake. One that's connected not to what you drink, but to what you believe. Because the next habit is based on a myth that's been around for decades, and it's keeping seniors sick without even realizing it. The low-salt lie that's hurting more than helping. For years, you've probably heard the same advice repeated over and over. Cut the salt to lower your blood pressure. And well, There's some truth to it. The real story is far more complicated. In fact, some seniors are making a dangerous mistake, avoiding salt entirely, and in doing so, they're triggering fatigue, dizziness, irregular heartbeats, and yes, even higher blood pressure. You see, sodium isn't the enemy. Your body actually needs a certain amount of sodium to function, especially your kidneys and adrenal glands. For seniors, especially those on diuretics or blood pressure medications, cutting out salt too much can cause sodium levels to drop dangerously low, leading to a condition called hyponatremia. This can make you feel tired, confused, and unsteady on your feet, symptoms that are often blamed on old age, but are really signs that your electrolytes are out of balance. What's worse, when your body senses low sodium, it can release hormones like renin and aldosterone to retain fluid, and this can cause your blood pressure to rise instead of fall. So while low-sodium diets may help younger people with salt-sensitive hypertension, for many older adults, the story is different. The key is not to eliminate salt, but to be that means avoiding processed foods, which are packed with unhealthy sodium additives, and instead using a modest amount of natural sea salt or pink Himalayan salt in your home cooking. These contain trace minerals that support healthy blood pressure balance. So if you've been avoiding salt entirely and still don't feel well, it's time to re-examine that strategy. And if you've ever felt lightheaded when standing up or exhausted for no clear reason, low sodium could be the hidden cause. Now, get ready, because the next mistake is something almost every senior makes, even the healthiest ones. It has to do with your blood pressure monitor and what you're doing wrong each time you use it. Asterisk the home blood pressure mistake that's fooling your doctor. Let's talk about the blood pressure monitor, that little machine many seniors keep at home, tucked away in a drawer or sitting on a nightstand. It's supposed to help you track your health. But what if I told you that most seniors are using it incorrectly, and as a result, their readings are often wrong, sometimes by 10, 20, even 30 points. And here's the kicker. Your doctor might be making decisions based on those numbers. Here's the truth. Getting an accurate blood pressure reading isn't as simple as just strapping on the cuff and pushing a button. There's a proper way to do it, and most people, especially seniors, don't know it. You need to be sitting quietly for at least 5 minutes beforehand. Your feet should be flat on the floor, legs uncrossed, with your back supported. The cuff should be at heart level, and your arm should be resting on a table, not dangling by your side. But what do most seniors do? They measure their pressure while standing in the kitchen, or with their legs crossed in their recliner, or right after walking up the stairs. Some even take their reading immediately after an emotional phone call, and then they panic when they see a high number, or worse, they rush to take an extra pill without knowing whether it's actually needed. That kind of mistake can lead to overmedication, dizziness, fainting, and increased fall risk. It's a silent trap, and it's causing far more problems than it's solving. If you take one thing from this part of the video, let it be this. Treat your blood pressure readings like a science experiment. Stay still, relax, take 3 readings, 1 minute apart, and write down the average. Do it at the same time every day, ideally in the morning and evening. That's the data your doctor needs, not just one quick number when you're stressed or tired. So the next time you hear someone say their pressure suddenly shot up, ask them how they measured it. Chances are, the answer will reveal more than they realize. But now, let's go deeper, because there's another mistake that many seniors make, and it's hiding inside your medicine cabinet. It's not about how much you take, it's about when you take it. And getting this timing wrong could be silently increasing your risk of a nighttime stroke. The medication timing mistake that could cost you everything. Timing matters more than most people think, especially when it comes to blood pressure medication. Yet thousands of seniors across the US are unknowingly making a dangerous mistake. They're taking all their blood pressure pills in the morning, often because that's when they've always done it. It's convenient. It fits their routine. But research now shows that this habit could be putting them at serious risk, especially at night. Here's why. Blood pressure doesn't stay the same throughout the day. For most healthy adults, it follows a rhythm, highest in the morning, lower in the evening, and lowest while sleeping. But in many seniors, this rhythm is broken. Their pressure stays high through the night, or even spikes suddenly during sleep. And that's when the danger happens. According to multiple studies, strokes and heart attacks are more likely to occur in the early hours of the morning, between 4 and 6 a.m. Why? Because if your medications wear off by bedtime, your blood pressure is left unprotected during the most vulnerable hours. This is why some researchers now suggest that taking at least one blood pressure medication at bedtime may help reduce nighttime pressure and protect you while you sleep. It's a strategy called chronotherapy, and it's gaining traction among top cardiologists. Of course, this doesn't apply to every medication or every person, so always talk to your doctor before making changes. But it's a conversation worth having, especially if you've experienced morning headaches, fatigue, or dizzy spells when getting out of bed. Too often, seniors are told to just keep taking the meds as prescribed, even when their pressure isn't improving. But smarter timing might be the missing piece of the puzzle. And now that we've looked at the timing of medication, let's turn to something else that runs on a schedule: your sleep. Because the next mistake isn't about drugs, or salt, or caffeine. It's about what happens when you lay down at night and close your eyes, and what your body does if you don't. Asterisk the sleep mistake that's secretly raising your blood pressure every night. Sleep isn't just rest. For seniors, especially those over 60, it's one of the most powerful and most overlooked tools for managing blood pressure. But here's the hidden danger. Millions of older adults are unknowingly suffering from poor sleep quality, and it's silently driving their blood pressure higher each night. You may not feel it happening. You may not even know it's a problem, but your heart certainly does. Let me explain. When you sleep, your body is supposed to enter a rest and repair state. Your heart rate slows down, your blood vessels relax, and your blood pressure naturally drops by about 10 to 20%. This dip is not just normal, it's healthy. It gives your heart and arteries a much-needed break. But if you don't sleep deeply, or if you keep waking up, or if your body never fully enters that deep sleep phase, your blood pressure may stay elevated all night. That's called non-dipping blood pressure, and it's strongly linked to a higher risk of heart attacks and strokes, especially in seniors. Now, here's the shocking part. Even something as common as sleep apnea, which affects nearly 50% of adults over 65, can prevent your blood pressure from dipping. Sleep apnea causes your breathing to stop and start during the night, sometimes hundreds of times, without you even being aware. Every time it happens, your body releases stress hormones, your heart races, your blood pressure spikes, and over time, this damages your heart and brain quietly, night after night. So if you snore loudly, wake up gasping for air, feel exhausted during the day, or need multiple naps just to function, don't ignore it. Get checked. Because treating sleep apnea, even with something as simple as a CPAP machine, has been shown to lower nighttime blood pressure and reduce the risk of major cardiovascular events. But it's not just apnea. Things like watching TV in bed, drinking alcohol in the evening, or scrolling through your phone late at night can also disrupt your sleep quality and prevent that essential blood pressure dip. Seniors need consistent sleep routines, dark rooms, and quiet environments more than ever. If you've been focusing only on your medication and your diet, but not your sleep, you may be missing the single biggest factor holding your blood pressure hostage. But here's the good news. Improving sleep is free. It's natural, and it can be done starting tonight. Now, you might be wondering, I'm eating right, I'm sleeping better, I'm measuring my blood pressure the correct way. Why is it still high sometimes? That brings us to one of the most deceptive mistakes of all. one that has nothing to do with what you eat or do, but what you carry every day in your mind. Asterisk the emotional pressure that raises your blood pressure. There's a reason they call it pressure, and not all of it comes from your arteries. Seniors often carry something invisible, but very heavy: worry, regret, financial stress, loneliness, grief, anxiety about health, children, or simply getting older. These feelings don't just sit in your mind, they affect your body. And for many seniors, emotional stress is the silent fuel behind persistent high blood pressure. When you feel anxious or under stress, your body releases adrenaline and cortisol, the same fight-or-flight chemicals that prepare you to run from danger. Your heart beats faster, your blood vessels constrict, your pressure rises. This reaction is normal, but when it happens often, or never fully turns off, it becomes dangerous. And here's where it gets even harder. Many seniors are raised in a generation where talking about emotions wasn't encouraged. You were told to tough it out, to keep your problems to yourself. But bottling up stress doesn't make it disappear, it just turns it inward. And your heart feels every bit of it. You may notice this in your body: a racing heart when thinking about money, a tight chest when remembering a loss, sleepless nights from fear of illness or dependence. And over time, this emotional load can raise your average blood pressure by 10, 20, even 30 points, despite all the medications and good habits in the world. So what's the answer? It's not just therapy or meditation, though. Those can help. Sometimes, it starts with something as small as connection, talking to a friend, joining a walking group, spending time in nature, keeping a journal, or even just breathing deeply for a few minutes in silence every morning. These habits may sound simple, but they help calm the nervous system and give your heart the peace it's been craving. Because your blood pressure doesn't only respond to salt or exercise, it responds to how safe and supported you feel. Now that you understand how emotional pressure affects physical pressure, let's move into one final mistake, the one that most seniors don't make today, but will likely make tomorrow, if they're not careful. And this mistake is stopping the fight too soon. Asterisk the most dangerous mistake: believing it's just old age. Of all the blood pressure mistakes we've talked about, this last one is perhaps the most heartbreaking. It's not a pill, or a routine, or even a food. It's a belief. A quiet, powerful voice that whispers, "This is just part of getting old. Why bother fighting it anymore?" And this mindset is silently destroying the health and hope of thousands of seniors every single day. You see, after a certain age, many seniors start to believe that rising blood pressure, fatigue, dizziness, and brain fog are just normal. They shrug off symptoms, skip appointments, and accept discomfort as a part of life. And while aging naturally brings changes, high blood pressure is not one of those things we should accept without a fight. Here's what most people don't realize. Your blood vessels can still heal. Your heart can still grow stronger. Your body, even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, can respond beautifully to small, consistent improvements. In fact, seniors often see greater benefits from lifestyle changes than younger people, because your body is so ready to find balance again, if you just give it the right support. But too often, seniors stop trying, not because they're lazy, not because they don't care, but because no one has told them the truth, that it's not too late, that they can still make a comeback, that lowering blood pressure isn't about chasing perfection, it's about progress. Even a drop in your systolic pressure can reduce your risk of heart disease by over 10%. That's powerful. I've heard from seniors who reversed their blood pressure issues in just weeks, not with extreme diets or punishing exercise, but with small changes like daily walks, better sleep, less salt, more potassium, and a willingness to stay curious about their own bodies. And here's something else you should know. Many doctors, because of how overwhelmed the system is, don't always have time to coach you through every lifestyle strategy. They prescribe a medication, maybe offer a pamphlet, and send you on your way. But that doesn't mean the deeper solutions don't exist. You just have to be willing to look deeper, to ask questions, to take back the wheel. So if you've been feeling discouraged, if your numbers haven't improved, if you're tired of the pills and the pressure and the confusion, don't give up. The fact that you're still here, still watching, still listening, means you're already stronger than you think. You still have time, strength, and a choice. High blood pressure doesn't have to steal your life, not your energy, not your freedom, not your time with grandkids, your hobbies, your peace of mind, or your dreams. You've learned today about 7 powerful mistakes, and more importantly, how to correct them. And now, you have a choice. You can start today. You can begin with just one change, and that one small step can lead to a better tomorrow. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. If this video helped you, please give it a like. It truly helps this channel reach more seniors like you. Share your thoughts in the comments. Maybe tell us your age, your biggest blood pressure challenge, or what part of the video spoke to you most. We read every single one. And you never know, your comment might encourage someone else who's struggling right now. And if you want more videos like this, full of honest, practical, and life-saving advice made just for seniors, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got more coming that could change your health forever. Remember, age is just a number, not a limit. Take care of your heart. Take care of yourself. You're worth it.